from turning to their side, right? Again, a flat body is an immobile body. My opponent wants to be on their side. So, any solutions that I can think of, and that you guys can think of to prevent your opponent from turning to the side?
Spinning your legs together.
There we go, boom. Okay, we need a lower body connection. That's our first line of defense. Okay, so again, squeezing your knees is great. Before I do it, I want to go over a concept of locking and flowing. Locking means using your physicality or your structure to physically hold them in a position. Okay, that's what we do when you're like squeezing your opponent or squeezing your knees. You're trying to prevent your opponent from being able to move. Flowing is allowing them to move, but not giving them a position that they want. Kind of like when Kirk turned and I just kind of went into that side mount position. That would be an example of flowing. You're going to do both in jiu-jitsu. I don't want you to think one or the other. I want you to think one and the other. You're going to do both locking and flowing literally within the same second. You're going to end up locking, they're going to explode, you're going to flow, and then you're going back to the locking position. Okay? Let's start with a lock. From here, we're looking for two things right now. A lower body connection. If I can, I'm going to get the grapevines here and drive into my partner. Okay? If I can't or you don't want to, you're simply going to cross your ankles behind your opponent's back here. The reason being, if my opponent goes to turn their hips, go ahead. It's a lot harder than if I'm here and go ahead, turn. Not that this is wrong. I want to be very explicit on that. It's not that it's wrong. It's just that if my partner is giving me a lot of trouble, go back. Turning, then I'm going to deal with that first. Either grapevine or lock my legs together here. Now, I have a problem. I need to make a connection on the upper body as well. Okay? So what I'm going to do is one arm's going to hug the head and I'm immediately going to offset my weight to the other side. Because if I'm neutral here, I'm going to get rolled. Because I don't have a post on that side anymore. Yeah, here. I sacrifice the post to make a connection. So hug the head, offset your weight. My second hand is going to come and establish an underhook here. If I can collect my grip, even better. But if not, I'm just going to prevent them from being able to turn to that side by occupying this underhook here, underneath their elbow. It doesn't have to be under the armpit, under the elbow. Look, I've locked my legs together, lower body connection. I've got the head and the underhook, upper body connection, and she's looking to my right, her left. That means the only way she can escape is through that side. All I have to worry about is one side. I've eliminated her escape to that side if I do it right. Again, I want to reiterate, my weight needs to be offset here. So, again, principles we're looking for. Lower body connection, upper body connection, offset your weight before you get rolled. I'm going to add one more thing. If you feel you're going to get rolled, abandon everything and concentrate on staying on top. Even if that means the person on bottom escapes, at least you don't get swept. Okay? I want you to prioritize top position until you get to like blue belt. Treat it like a street fight. Okay, so again, upper body connection, lower body connection, offset your weight. Cool? That's what we're looking for. Mess around with the grips. Maybe you like grapevine, maybe you like one grapevine, maybe you like tying your legs together, maybe you like hugging with the left arm, maybe you like hugging with the right arm. Doesn't matter. Upper body connection, hug and underhook, lower body connection, legs together, or grapevine. Cool? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Go. Yeah, perfect. We've got a lower body connection, we've got an upper body connection, right? But sometimes that's not enough. Or you can do this at any time, right? There are two major things that I'm seeing on how people are escaping. So sometimes you got, I'll get an upper body connection on this side. Sometimes you got a lower body and an upper body connection, but you got a tall opponent or a strong opponent. They're going to take their free hand and start pushing. Yeah, exactly. Start pushing your knee down and start making stuff happen, right? Now, as a general rule of thumb, anytime they put a post on your body, I immediately want you to attack it and get rid of it. Okay? So again, in this specific example, if I've got all my connections here, or maybe even if I don't, I'm here, and he starts putting hands on my lower body, I'm immediately going to strip the grip here. Okay? Not only am I going to strip the grip, I'm going to strip the grip and attempt to get to a superior position. If that doesn't happen, that's fine. But at least attempt it, right? Or maybe I'm in that, grapevine here. I'm trying to maintain, and he's really strong. I'm immediately going to strip that grip, okay? And then occupy that position here. Or just go back to the, or do something where you can't grab you again. Now, a couple of you guys are also getting bucked off because your opponent's bridging and pushing on your upper body, right? So as soon as he starts posting on my upper body, I'm immediately going to take the angle again. If I stay flat here, go ahead, push. He's got a really strong push here, right? But if as he's pushing, I open up my chest, now I can start redirecting his energy, for lack of a better word. Okay? Again, I never want to give my opponent something solid to push off of. Best metaphor I ever heard was it should feel like he's pushing a bag of water, where it's not solid. So he goes to push, and I'm just like amorphous, right? As opposed to him pushing, and I'm pushing back into him here, and now I give him something solid to push off of, right? If he's pushing, yep, I'm getting rid of those grips here. No matter where it is, if he's pushing on my lower body, I'm getting rid of those grips, okay? Another thing I'm seeing is your opponent is getting to their side. Actually, no, I'm going to deal with that later. Let's just deal with this now, okay? So from here, again, we're going to run the same thing. Start with an upper body connection. Start with a lower body connection. Person on bottom is trying to escape however they can. I want you to use a lot of posts this time. As soon as you feel a post on your body, you're going to get rid of it and then go back to an attacking position here. Okay? Any questions? So again, person on bottom trying to escape 100%. Person on top trying to maintain 100%. Cool? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Nate. Let's deal with another common scenario. When your opponent turns, right? So they've broken your upper body connection. They've broken your lower body connection. You're just in the mount, and now you got to deal with it. Or maybe you voluntarily broke it because in order for me to attack my opponent's arms, I can't have a grapevine. I got to start moving up their body, right? So let's say I settle them down, everything's going good. I'm getting into a position to attack, but then my opponent turns. Here, right? And now, I wasn't quick enough to try and take it back or anything, and now they're shrimping their way, out of this position, okay? Let's recover from this position. If you find your opponent is able to turn to their side, we now need to we now need to regain the pin. Any ideas on how to do that from here? Crossface is going to be hard because Kevin's doing a smart thing. His arms are up by his head, but they're not exposed, right? So if I try and crossface him from here, yeah, I got to fight through all. Not impossible, but I got to fight through all that. Now, if he was lazy with his arms and I could crossface him directly, yeah, that's kind of an easy solution, right? But he's got his hands shrimped up here. He's got his elbows close, so they're not exposed, so I can't armbar him. I'm not confident enough to take it back. Again, this is all going to happen in a split second. Any solutions from here that we can think of?
Would you go lower and push it?
Lower, maybe not, because if I go lower, I'm kind of walking into it. He wants me lower. I want to be high underneath his armpit. Not wrong, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Overhook his arm.
Overhook his arm, yeah, kind of. But again, I can prevent him from turning a little bit more, but it's hard to get him back into the pin.
I like to push his elbow up with my, from there, my left hand, push it up, and then lean as far right as I.
We're gonna go on that thread. Okay. So have your elbows together. Instead of pushing my opponent's arms up, because again, if he's giving me a lot of strength, a lot of resistance here, it's gonna be hard. No, give me some resistance. It's gonna be hard to push his arms out of position, right? Instead, I'm gonna hook his elbow, his bottom elbow specifically. I'm gonna hook his bottom elbow. I'm gonna pull up to the sky, but obviously, go ahead and give me some resistance. If he's resisting, that pull isn't gonna mean for much. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is use jiu-jitsu. As I pull his arm, I'm going to knee walk to the opposite corner. So again, I'm pulling with my left arm, I'm going to walk to my right until I get him pinned again here. And now I go back into my controls or attack or whatever. So from the bottom, this is all we're going to do. Your opponent's going to turn to one side or the other. Go ahead, turn to one side. Here, right? I'm going to hook his elbow and I'm going to stay low, offset my weight, and walk to the opposite direction until I can get him pinned again. And then he's going to turn to another side. Here, again, same thing. Notice how my foot is still underneath his leg. If he gets it inside, he's gone, right? So I want to concentrate on keeping my foot flat to the floor, underneath his leg. Hook the elbow, walk, walk, walk. Again, don't overturn, because now I'm helping him, right? Walk until you get center, here. And then get your weight back on top of him. Okay? Any questions? Again, if they start to turn to their side, get underneath them. That's the principle we're working right now. And then, again, don't muscle it. Walk as you lift. Go. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3.
Nate on the bottom, Kai on top. Nate bucks hard. I managed to roll him forward. Very good. I don't like how Kai's sitting up, though. He should be keeping his chest low, looking for... Yeah, there we go. Look, keeping that pin position. Nate like a tuna or something. Bucking. Kai doing a very good job locking and flowing, though. Locking and flowing. There we go. Good flow there. I make them reset because they were getting a little bit close, but great example of how to lock and flow from Kai on top. Every time Nate gets to his side, he's finding that bottom hand and he's walking and he's pulling that elbow up. Obviously, Nate's letting him work a little bit, but still. If he wanted to make a play for the back, he could go for like a technical mount. He's just doing. I'd like to see a little bit more of a lower body connection too. A little bit more active with his feet, either crossing the ankle. You don't have to cross the ankles, but keeping them, tight this way and this way, or getting a grapevine on his opponent's legs. Good. Got Zach on top and Anthony on the bottom here.
Be mindful of your connections
Zach's
and your
starting with very
opponent's
solid
connections.
Anthony's
We
got
want
the
to
inside
establish
arm
our
position. Oh, he
connections.
goes outside,
We
maybe
want to
he's gonna try and
deny
trap
our
him more.
opponent's connections because if they connect correctly, they start creating space. They start turning to their side. They start off balancing us.
Got to do something.
They're going, and now use it to get to your side.
Oh, Zach
Oh, good grip,
capitalizes
Zach.
by getting almost like a gift
So
wrap
we're
position
probably
with
not
that
going to be able to
right
go to our left.
now.
We're
Anthony's
forced to
in
go
a
to our right.
bit
on
of a
this one.
pickle here.
So
He's
try and get your left
pretty-
arm inside in
He's
between you
filleted
and
out
him.
here.
Yep, that way. You're gonna
He's
buck
still got
your
his
hips
left
up
arm to
and
work
turn
with,
to your
so
right
let's see if
in
he rotates to his
increments.
right. Solid
To your
lower
right,
body
to your right,
connection
to your
by
right.
Zach.
There we go. Good. Now get your right arm back.
Nice. Anthony
Good,
gets
and
to
now
a
start
side
to
body
escape.
position.
Don't let her get to her side,
Trying to get that
Alyssa.
shrimp. Let's see how Zach adjusts. Looks like Zach's just using his musculature to lock Anthony down here.
There we go. Person on top.
There
Remember,
it
you
is.
want if when the opportunity arises. Kev, what I said about adjusting the lower
I
body?
feel like
Oh, sorry.
Anthony
you're good,
should
you're
be
good,
able
you're
to
good. Sorry,
get
my
to the
bad.
quarter mount from here. Maybe not. Josh on top and Kirk on the bottom here. Good connections by Josh. Oh, Kirk's got a post. So Josh is shorter than Kirk. So Kirk is going to have an easier time making effective posts on Josh's lower body. He's got a post here. He's working that post. He's also got his right hand inside. Josh better start making adjustments, especially with that post. Yeah, exactly. Kirk posted on that leg and managed to get it through. If Josh should have dealt with that post immediately, he's got to strip that grip right here. Underhook is sometimes good enough to prevent your opponent's posts, sometimes not. Let's fast forward a bit. Excuse me. Back to the mount position. Josh starting with double underhooks. Good upper body connection. He might get rolled from here, though. Shoulder strike. Gotta look for that lower body connection. Oh, I thought he had that. I thought Kirk had that for a second. Goes back to the post. Yeah, he's got to deal with that post. Especially if your opponent's taller than you, deal with that post immediately, sooner rather than later. Got Zach on top, Dave on the bottom here. Zach is running up nice and high, looking for an attack position, but Dave gets a frame inside. Oh, he gives him the triangle, though. Zach's giving up too much space here. Yeah, look, you can literally see daylight right here. Way too much space. No matter what he's trying to do, I would argue there's too much space. Looks like he's going for the triangle. Good. Oh, switches to an armbar. Nice. See if he can finish it. Again, this is all extracurricular, but I don't like the amount of space that he gave Dave. Try and stay tight on your opponent. Make them carry your weight. Run it again. Good lower body connection by Zach. He's riding high for an attack. Okay, Dave's on his side. Okay, that's what Dave's doing right. He gets to his side. And boom, you could see his elbow start to sneak in here. And you're going to be able to see daylight right here. It's elbow in. Boom. Now Zach's knee's off the floor. Dave should be trying to connect his knee to elbow and kind of get into a half guard situation here. Oh, Zach goes over the top with a triangle. Dave connects his hands together, though. Dave's got to spin to his right. I think they're going to run out of time. Yeah, I don't like the mount. I don't like how easily Dave is able to start putting frames in the mount position. Better guys are going to start escaping on you. Zach on top. Not quite sure who's on the bottom. Zach doing a good job with the lower body connection, getting underneath his opponent's body, essentially. Oh, it's Dave on the bottom. Now he's running a little bit higher. Dave getting inside position with his arms, but Zach is underneath his elbows. He's starting to create separation with his legs. Interesting battle here. Dave's got to be able to shoulder walk back. Oh, I forget what they were talking about. And Zach's got to create more separation at the elbows in order to attack the arms. Looks like he's trying to literally like walk over to like the triangle position. Good frames by Dave. He's got to get his legs in. Or that. And with the tickler at the end. Kirk on top, Nate on the bottom. Good flat position by Kirk. Good lower body connection. Good upper body connection. And big kip by Nate. Let's look at what happened here. So Kirk let Nate get the posts here. Even with the great, I don't think he had the grapevine, but even with the grapevine, it's a big lift. Those posts become hazardous in this situation. Boom. And Nate's able to make the butterfly guard. Simple, effective. Oh, it skipped way too far. There we go. Hey, we're running back. Good connections by Kirk. Let's see if Nate puts posts again. Oh, his hands are coming down now. Not quite posting though. Looks like he's trying to trap and roll. Almost. Does again. And gets it. Let's look at what happened there. He bridges the first time. Doesn't get it. Comes right back. Again, this hand or this elbow should be out wide. We're already inside of our opponent's circumference, so we're giving him that trap position, but we don't want to make it a full trap position. Get that hand out wide or get that elbow out wide. Widen your base as much as you can. Nate goes for it again, and the second time he gets it. Nice escape. Fast forward. Run it back. I like how Kirk stays low, makes good connections. Ah, got to adjust those posts again. Made the same mistake twice. Let's see. Yeah, we already see Nate's hands inside. Big bump, and he's out. Address the posts early. That's a running theme. Address the posts early. Nate on top, Kai on the bottom. Kai's got good lower body connection. Looking for that underhook, starting to get elbow separation now. Kai doing a good job keeping that his hands inside, but yep, now he's getting spread out. Nate might be looking for a head and arm choke here. Nate's got to be careful he doesn't get bucked to either side. Okay, there we go. Guy's got a post out. Yeah, oh, there we go. Good separation. Looking textbook. Very good connections, upper and lower body. Now he's got double underhooks. Oh, Kai's in a lot of trouble here. Oh, he brings elbow down. Nate doing a great job looking for that head and arm choke. But now he's got too many arms for the head and arm choke now. Let's switch to an armbar if I were him. I might be able to get like a smother here. Other than that, great control. I think they run out of time. Excellent control by Nate. Yeah, that was honestly textbook. Got Dave on top and on the bottom here. Not many connections by Dave. There we go. Now he's starting to make connections. That was a good flow on the upper body there. So you saw his lower body was tight. As Ant went to explode, boop, you see his body just kind of conform around Ant's grip. Like a bag of water. And good connection with his lower body. I started to create separation with his elbow. Oh, Ant's reaching up too far. Oh, there we go. Shoulder walk back. It's gonna be real hard to escape if your opponent's underneath your armpits. I would argue Ant's got to let go of the gi because it's counterproductive. By holding the gi, he's essentially holding Dave in place or even moving him down this way. But what he wants to do is shoulder walk up this way. So if you're on the bottom, if I were him in this situation, I would stop doing that for sure because we just saw what happened. As soon as you make space, your opponent's gonna boom occupy that space. Now you're in all sorts of danger. Dave riding high, just maintaining the position for now. We see his feet being active on his opponent's lower body. Very hard with your elbows out. Imagine trying to bench press with your elbows out. That's essentially what Ant's trying to do right now. So he's got to walk, he's got to shoulder walk back, get his elbows back next to his ribs, and then he can start making escapes happen. It's a little bit better. He's got his hands inside now. but I would still argue Dave won that round. Well, obviously Dave won that round. But again, if you're trying to maintain from the top, that was excellent. If you're trying to escape from the bottom, make sure your elbows are next to your ribs here. Anthony on top, Dave on the bottom. Oh, Dave makes great space here. Let's look at that again. He turns to one side, doesn't get it. This is key right here. It's his elbow on the inside. That way he could start making space. Boom, which he does right here. Look at all that beautiful space. That's space that he can connect his knee to elbow in or do other things. But in this case, he pushes right into the half guard. That was excellent. That's a textbook escape. So from the top, we have to make sure that our opponent's posts, in this case his elbow, is not able to make contact with our lower body or his hands make contact with our upper body. Again, if they start making posts, you start addressing them immediately. And it's got a good lower body connection, good upper body connection. Dave trying to get the legs free. Struggling. Looks like think he's got one free. Now he's got one free. Comes right underneath. Oh, loses it again. Oh, it gets it again. Now he uses his hand for the confirmation. Let's look at that sequence again. So he was here. Not quite sure how he got the leg. He just kind of like slipped it under. So we see him break the grapevine here, and then he just kind of swings it under Ant's leg. Here, boom. Oh, Ant lifted it up voluntarily. No, keep your feet flat to the ground. He's having trouble here. Yep, and then uses his hand to post. I think Ant was trying to push Dave's leg down at the end instead of addressing the. Yeah, so he's trying to push. He's trying to prevent Dave's leg from coming up when he should be addressing this post right here. I would argue it would have been too late either way, but address the posts, please. Run it back one more time. Good lower body connection by Ant. Dave's slowly starting to release the grapevines, especially on that right leg. Our left. He's getting that grapevine free. Oh no, now it's back in. Make space. Can't see what his right hand is doing, but I think it's pushing the knee. Oh, that's exactly what it did. So when he bridged, boom, I'm assuming his right knee is pushing Ant's left leg and gets it into the half guard here. Well, address the posts early. Denise on top and Alyssa on the bottom here. Good connection by Denise. Very nice. Starting to work that arm up. Oh, loses it, but very good lower body connection. Alyssa trying to use an illegal grip on the pants. Almost gets it. I like how Denise addressed that grip early. Now, oh, I thought Alyssa was going for it on the other side. Bucks doesn't get it. Looking for an angle on her point. I would like for Denise to drop her knee. That's a little bit risky. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize her left hand. Yeah, that's fine. Looking for the triangle. Also trying to hit the mid escape. Oh, Denise has to close the distance between her. There we go. She got to fix the angle now. She thinks she's gonna run out of time. Yep, she runs out of time. Sean on top, Dave on the bottom. Sean's got to get some connections going. He's gonna get bucked here. Dave's pretty free with his limbs. Definitely got to get his grip back. It's also Sean's like first week. I think this may have been like his sixth class overall. He's been coming out like twice a day. So they reset. Let's see if Sean makes any adjustments here. Okay, his lower body is a little bit more connected this time. His balance is way. There we go. Now he's got a solid lower body connection. There we go. Now he's got an upper body connection. It's a little bit tight though. Yeah, he's locking too much, not flowing enough. I'm afraid he's gonna get bucked off. See if Dave can hit an escape from here. Okay, Sean doing good with the lower body connection. I didn't quite see how he got the half guard from there. Let me see that again. He's here. Oh, he literally just freed his left leg and got into half guard. Took the back from there. Again, not bad for his like literal first week. Nate on top, Josh on the bottom here. Nate with good connections. Josh has to get to his side. Oh, he's gonna get caught in a hidden arm if he's not careful. Solid connections by Nate. Look at his lower body. not allowing Josh to use his hips as effectively as he could. Josh is a strong dude as well. Very flowy with the upper body. He's got to dress up beautiful. He dresses the post immediately. Hope you guys saw that. Here, Josh goes to push off on him. Nate, boom, immediately addresses that post, gets it out of the way. It becomes a non-factor. Excellent. Look how deep behind Josh's hips Nate's legs are. Super annoying to deal with. Josh, to his credit, still doing the right things, trying to get to his side, trying to free his legs. It's just really hard with someone's feet underneath you. Good ride by Nate. Oh, almost. I thought Josh was gonna get out of that with that one. Killing him with the pressure. Nice. Evan on top, Anthony on the bottom. Oh, don't like those. Yeah, he dresses the post immediately. Oh, that was a lot of space. That was a lot of space. He addressed the post. Anthony got his feet in. Evan did not have a sufficient lower body connection. Anthony bucks hard. Look at all that space. You drive a truck sideways through that. Anthony sits up and hits a good, almost like a technical stand up, or at least the first part of it. They run it back. Kevin's got to get active with the lower body. Still fighting to guard. There we go. Now he's a little bit more active. Anthony tries the same trick twice. Does not get it this time. Good flow by Kevin. Let's see what happened. So Anthony bucks again. Kevin still makes space, but instead of coming down and possibly getting rolled or possibly getting his foot on the half guard here, boom, slides right into technical mount here. Now, even though Anthony's on his side, his approach is now null and void. Kevin hunting for an armbar here. Ooh, don't get lazy with that bottom leg. I think it ends right here. Almost out of time. Oh, and Anthony manages to escape. Nice. Back on top, Anthony on the bottom. Anthony starting with inside position here. Bex looks like he around the head, but no arms. Got a decent lower body connection. Oh, starting to slide up into an attacking position. I don't like how he's letting Anthony get his posts up, though. One big buck from Anthony. Yep, might spell the end. Exactly. Deal with those posts, especially if you're a lighter, smaller guy. Deal with those posts. Go again. Oh, he's got to deal with them posts. I would actually recommend Beck slides back in this instance because Anthony's almost at the extension of his. Maybe not recommend. If your opponent's not using their hips very well, you want to slide back because Anthony's at the fullest, almost fullest extension of his arms. Beck could slide back and then start dealing, stripping the grips off here. If your opponent's using their hips, then sliding back's probably not a great idea. Oh, good post by Beck and good direction switch by Anthony. Need to run it back one more time. I want to see Beck get rid of those posts earlier. There we go. Got rid of them. Oh, let's see what went wrong there. So Anthony's bridging. Beck posts. I think Anthony was just got the better angle on him. Nate on top. Josh on the bottom here. Nate with a good lower body connection. Starting looking for that elbow separation. That was great. Josh has got one leg free though. Maybe both. Oh, sneaks it over. He's going for the head and arm choke. From here, I would recommend Nate actually starts sliding his legs up. Not on my. Oh, there we go. Josh got a chance for the quarter guard. Good buck by Josh, but great ride by Nate. Josh doing everything he can to get an angle. Nate doing a great job shutting him down at every turn. Oh, Josh. I thought he was going to get up for a second. Okay, good. Whew. Josh is one explosive dude. Most guys would have broke their arm. So he explodes. I thought he wasn't going to be able to get it because of the position of this arm. His hips are facing the floor now, which is great. This arm, if you can keep it, it's gonna let you end up on top. But also, if your opponent uh I guess forces himself this way, this arm's gonna force you if you're the person on bottom this way as well. However, Josh gets his hips in position. I was very surprised. I was really surprised he got there. I thought he was cooked. Does it again and somehow manages to end up on top. Kevin, yeah, Kevin on top and Sean on the bottom. Oh, good bridge by Sean. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Let's look at what happened. He gets a very nice bridge. Cur- Kevin's arm comes out. Kind of, I feel like Sean could have finished this. Oh, okay. It's the position of Kevin's leg here. I thought that was Sean's leg at first. Kevin's hips eventually run into Sean's leg. Can't come up any further, and Sean uses his hands to come back to the mount position. Very nice. Sean doing a good job. Turns to his side. Yes, he does. He reset. Sean overhooking. Kevin with the grapevines. I like how high Kevin's riding, keeping his chest in his opponent's face, making it uncomfortable. And also, it gives him a little cross face pressure too. I'd like to see him keep a little bit more of a, yeah, tighter lower body connection because face like this is deadly for someone a little bit more experienced, right? So you want to keep your opponent's, oh, there we go. You want to keep wedges around your opponent's body. Very good. Kirk on top, Sean on the bottom here. Kirk with a good, not grapevine, legs cross position. Doing a good job occupying his opponent's upper body with that underhook. Sean trying to get a frame going. It's going to be pretty hard, considering Kirk's a little bit taller than him, and a little bit bigger than him too. Kirk's locking him down pretty well. Again, it's Sean's first week, so I can't hate too. But there we go. So we see that Sean's trying to push up, and Kirk just fades his upper body away. Oh, good job by Sean getting to his side. That was excellent. So he was flat for a second. Now he's got space to turn. Boom. As I saw, I think you guys saw his hands. Yep, hands right here on his opponent's leg. Pushes it down, gets to his side, replaces the half guard. That was textbook. Good job, Sean. Run it again. Sean trying to free the lower body. He might run out of time here. Yep, that's it. Got Dave on top and Zach on the bottom here. Zach's a super strong dude. I would not let him even get pre-posts like he is right now. Yeah, he literally is gonna lift up. He's so strong. It's crazy how strong Zach is. Oh, Dave has a very good leg position. It's literally underneath Zach's hips right now. So it's gonna be real hard for Zach to do anything offensive, even though he's or defensive, even though he's on his side. See what adjustments he makes. Still throwing up posts. Again, he's got his hands. Okay, he's gonna settle for outside position. Good job, Dave. Got Sean on top, and it was like Kevin on the bottom here. Sean, good lower body connections. Good upper body connection as well. Just gotta watch the trap and roll. Looks like Kevin's setting up for it. Yep. I had a feeling that his right hand or his left hand, I don't know if you can see it here. His left elbow is not far out. Again, just because you have an underhook on your opponent doesn't mean your elbow shouldn't be flared out. Underhook your opponent, flare your elbow out as much as possible to give you as wide a base as possible. Especially if your opponent's bigger, like Kevin's significantly heavier than Sean. Run it back. Good lower body connection to start out with. Grapevines. Yep, here Sean needs to be flaring this elbow out. Or or be ready to unhook this leg so he could post with his leg and keep his opposite foot hooked around Evan's right leg. Oh, yeah, I just got rolled like that. Let's see it in totality. Yeah, not enough adjustments from the top. No one to lock, no one to flow. There we go. High with the underhook this time, not letting Kevin get the overhook on. Except for the other side. Makes the adjustment, maybe? Oh, almost. Oh, okay, so I didn't see how Kevin got the other arm. It looks like he just had a grip. Very good grip by Kevin here. Nice. And on top, Kevin on the bottom. Ant's got to deal with those posts. Kevin's putting good posts on him. He's gonna buck and maybe yep, get to the half guard. So again, same principles, right? Way too late here. As soon as Kevin had a hands on, again, it's hard for your opponent to post on your hip with one arm and be effective with it. Still possible. They're more likely to post on your leg with one arm. But right now, Kevin, I don't can't say the other arm, but he's got both posts in and he's gonna yeah, it's gonna shake, straighten out, and get to the half guard. Good escape. So deal with those posts early. Reset, good lower body connection, my aunt. Good. Getting that arm over. Yep. Gets him pinned again. Oh, overcompensates too far. Too far. Too far that time. So again, the danger of trying to pin your opponent back flat on the mat is if they go with the flow. So make sure you're adjusting just enough and not too much. Reset. Trap and roll attempt. Oh, gets it. Let's see how that. I fast forward a little bit too far that time. So here they go. Right away he goes to the trap and roll. Yeah, from here. Anthony's balance is already broken. Easy escape for Kev. Run it back one more time. And they're gonna run out of time here. Yep.